Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, I know I said I was gonna film last week, but I had work and it was really unexpected and I worked like 22 hours last weekend. But anywho, if you're new here, my name is Stephanie Garcia. These are my social medias. And what is this? What video did you click on? Today's podcast episode is about letting people go. It's about removing people from your life. It's about protecting your peace. Now, if you watched last week's video, if you haven't watched that, you can go ahead and watch it. That was something else. Now, this podcast, okay, can we just appreciate the lighting right now? Can we appreciate this lighting? Like the sun is about to go down, but let's appreciate this lighting. Okay, now, so this is a Catholic based podcast, so I'm not gonna be saying a bunch of chisme out here. I like to be vulnerable. I like to be vulnerable when it comes to my personal life and my situations, and hopes that I might like not I like to be vulnerable with my own personal situations, and I like to be vulnerable in my own personal situations that I'm living through at the moment. But I like talking about them biblically. I like referring to Bible verses when I'm talking about my personal life and stuff. Not to tell you a bunch of chisme or whatnot, but in hopes that if I am vulnerable enough for you guys, in hopes that I would hope you guys help those who are going through a similar situation, or that are kind of stuck in the situation and like, is it just me? Like, no, it's not just you. I know I'm not the only one that has ever been through this. It's just I've never had fake people in my life. And so I just wanted to get on here and kind of talk about that. Now, I'm not gonna get too personal because it's too recent, but I am gonna get biblically. Now, when we talk about letting people go, now there's some friendships that you guys might have. I can talk about my personal experience. I've had friendships from like 10 years. They last so long and I'm barely 17. So like I've had like 10-year friendships, 8-year friendships. And sometimes it's not your fault that they ended. It's simply that person, let's just say that person might have just been in your life for long enough to the point where they fulfilled what God wanted that person to fulfill in your life. Sometimes it's hard to let go of older friendships because sometimes you don't even realize it, and the only thing that's holding you guys together are those memories of we've been friends for this long. Like, you guys aren't even that, maybe you guys are kind of close, but it's just kind of like, oh yeah, like we've been friends for this long, so let's just continue being friends. Now, I had a friendship like that with this beautiful, kind-hearted girl. But once I moved out of the state I was in, we lost connection. And it's totally fine because I knew that our friendship was kind of over. Now, there was no hard feelings or anything. Just people sometimes, we just, I guess, fall apart. Not really fall apart, but we kind of just lose that connection that we once had, and it's totally fine, especially when you guys just grow out of that friendship. Maybe a lot of the times I'd have friends that they were exactly how I was at that time, but I just grew, and I'm not that person anymore, and they fulfilled that timeline that they were supposed to be in my life for. And there's no hard feelings. I can talk to them whenever I feel like it, whenever I want to, whenever they want to. They can talk to me, and I'll be kind to them because there's no hard feelings. It's simply just that people are nothing is meant to be forever. Especially people, they're not meant to be in your life forever, eternity, unless they're like they are, then they are. But we're not. It's okay to let friendships go. And now, there's nothing wrong with letting friendships go. It's just sometimes it's just for the better. You guys just grow apart eventually, go to college, go to university, go to different high schools. I have like the most amazing friendships back in middle school. And me and the girls, we just kind of fell apart, you know, going to different high schools. They met new people, I met new people. They grew, I grew, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just simply part of life. Okay, oop. Now, there is some Bible verses here that I want to get into. I want to talk about letting fake people go, removing toxic friendships, toxic people that you let into your life. Now, there is a Bible verse here that it really hit me when I was searching up some Bible verses to speak about. Now, if you guys watched the last episode, I was kind of crashing out like half the time, and I was crying over someone that now I realized that I really shouldn't have, but that's totally fine because those were my emotions at that time. And now it's like, wow. I found out a lot of stuff that I wish I didn't. I had found out earlier on, but I did not, and it's okay. Sometimes God brings our Lord Jesus Christ, sometimes He brings people into our life as a test, as a part to you to have some self-growth. Now, I've never ever had fake people in my life because I am so good not at reading people's like energies, I would say, because that's kind of like not biblically, but I'm kind of good at getting off that like, oh, you're like kind, this and that. Like, I know how people treat me, and I can kind of tell, I guess, when they're being fake, when they're not being fake. And the thing with me, it's like, it's either I love you or I just don't want anything to do with you, you know? And that's just me. I am a really straight up person, and I feel like when I am like absolutely in love with you, like you can literally tell that I am. And when I don't really care about you or whatnot, well, not care about you, but like when I don't really want you in my life, you can kind of tell. Because I don't know, it's just like I've always been like, always be nice to people. Like, just because I think you don't like me, I'm not gonna be fake and mean towards you. I'm just gonna distance myself if I don't think that you're like the right person to have in my life. Because it is important for us to choose our friendships wisely. It is really important to choose who the people that you are with wisely. There's this one saying, it's like, you are the 10 closest people you are the 10 closest people to you. And you don't want to be the most religious person out of your friend group. You don't want to be the most intelligent person in your friend group. Like, you don't ever want to be that. You always want to be with people who are, you don't want to be with the fastest, you don't want to be the fastest person in your team. Like, you want to keep on growing. Like, let's say you, like me, I do track. If I'm running with people who are slower than me, I'm not gonna grow. I'm not gonna get faster because I'm training at a certain pace. Like, yeah, maybe I'm faster, but I'm not growing as fast I should because the people with me are not pushing me to my limits. So it is always important to find people who are more of what you are. Now, everybody, like, none of us are perfect, whatnot, but you're always gonna find somebody who's more and more and more of what this person is, of what you are. So if I want to get faster at running, it's not just like training, doing this and that. Like, I want to run with people who are faster than me because I want to get pushed to those limits. Now, I feel like it's the same when it comes to, you just want to be with people who will always help you grow. And if those people are not allowing you to grow anymore, then sometimes you just have to kind of distance yourself. Not really, but find more people. Let's say that, yeah. Now, there's a Bible verse, I'm gonna read it. It's 1 Samuel 16:7. It reads, "But the Lord said, do not look on his appearance or on the height of his stature, because I have rejected him. For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart." Now, for me, in my current situation, this Bible verse really hit me because I feel like this was my fault. Definitely my fault. I shouldn't have done this. But with some people that I let into my life and I was vulnerable with, I judge them not on what people said about them, which is, I feel like it's right, you know? I judge them not on who they were, but on how they made themselves look. Now, especially with social media, it's so hard to actually know what is real and what is fake. I try to be as real as I can, but like I know I have like no following, and half the people who watch this are people that know me, so you know what I'm talking about. But as I was saying, like I judge these people that I let into my life. I judge them by what they put on social media. I judge them by who they said they were, not what they were. So when I was getting these like gut feelings, always listen to your gut feelings. Like you get those gut feelings for a reason. Every gut feeling that I got, I kind of was like, I'm being over dramatic. No, this can't be. No, this and that. And I knew some of the stuff that these people did were wrong, but I was like, who am I to judge? Or I'll think about it to the point that I thought I was the one doing something wrong, but I was not doing nothing wrong. It was, these people were just crazy. So I found out a bunch of stuff about these people and who they truly were after I tried to distance myself from them, because I realized that there was no need in me to be with these people when they lied straight up to my face, when they said they were this and that, when in reality they weren't. And like your actions speak so much louder than your words. Now I can get on here and say, oh guys, like how I think about it, it's like me, for example, modesty is something that I struggle with, and I've been struggling with since I was younger, especially moving to a really like modest, I guess, state. It kind of hit me more because I would always just wear like jeans and some like tank top, which I don't think there was nothing wrong with, because it's not like I was showing anything. Like it was literally my arms. Like what is my arm gonna do? But I can't be on here and talk about like, don't be lustful, don't do this and that. If I'm doing it, then I'm not gonna be like, guys, don't do it, if I myself can't live up to those standards. There's this one Bible verse, I don't know what the Bible verse is called, and I don't really know it exactly, but it's just what I have stuck in my head. I don't know, whenever I do these type of videos, I always get like a Bible verse like just in my head, and I'm like, I know this is a Bible verse, I just don't know where in the Bible it is. It reads, if I remember correctly, it says, don't like try to take the peg out of somebody's eye if you can't take it out of your own eye. So basically, don't judge others and don't tell others to blah 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 Y and C if you yourself aren't like living up to those standards, you know? So like how I said, modesty for me and like lust for me, I didn't lust for me, I didn't want to come on here and talk. I think it was one of my first episodes, I was talking about lust, and also like doing confirmation, I don't know if I talked about lust, but there's some times that I've talked about how like Christians and stuff, we struggle with lust. And I would never get on an app or like, not an app, but I would never like preach about something unless I'm not like not doing it or doing it, you know? Like I'm not gonna be in here like, guys, don't be lustful, guys, don't do this and that, when I'm doing it. I'm not like that. And so I feel like that kind of pushes me into working harder on myself first before I tell people, like, I guess, judge people or whatever. I think last year especially, like, it wasn't that I judged others, it was just the fact that I thought I was so close to God that I was like, why are you not close to God? Why are you doing this? Why are you listening to this type of music? Why are you doing this and that? Like, you know, like I was kind of like that, and that's something that I stopped doing, because everybody is in a different walk with Christ. Everybody is struggling with different things, and I am nobody to judge. So I think I went on a rant. I don't even know what I was talking about. But yeah, guys, so don't... Okay, sorry. Okay, guys, I have to stretch my leg real quick. Now, back on the topic, because I went on a rant, so like, don't judge others when you yourself can't live up to those standards. And don't judge others on their outward appearance, especially when you're letting people into your life. Be really, really careful. Where's the sun? Be really, really careful on who you allow into your life, because that's your own peace. And sometimes with like fake people, it's like pointless to argue. Like, if somebody can't see their own wrongs, it is literally pointless to argue. A few days ago, I got literally paragraphs and paragraphs, and this person was just not seeing their own wrongs, and there was no point in me fighting back, cursing them out, or like, there was no point in me doing that. Like, protect your own peace. If somebody is already like lying straight up to your face, being fake, there's no point on trying to fix anything. Like, girl, there's nothing to fix. Just simply block them, remove them, move on. God will bring so much better people to your life. So if you feel like somebody in your life, like, you don't have to literally just be like, ignore them everywhere or whatever. But if somebody did you dirty, don't feel like you have to. You can accept their apology. Don't hold in grudges towards people, because that's not okay. Don't ever do that, because that's you disturbing your own peace. Don't hold a grudge towards a person, but if the person did you dirty, just simply remove them from your life, unfollow them, restrict them, block them, whatever you have to do. And you don't have to look at them at school and like give them a dirty look. Like, you just simply walk away from certain situations. And it's perfectly fine, guys. You don't have to always be with the same person, especially if this person did you dirty. It's like, have some self-worth, have some self-respect, and let go of the person. Especially, I feel like in some relationships, maybe sometimes, like, when it's like they cheat on you, they messed up or whatever, like, they cheated on you once, what's gonna tell you they're not gonna do it again? They lied to you once, straight up to your face. Who's telling you that they're not gonna redo it? Like, yeah, I believe that people change, but people are not gonna change overnight. Change takes time, a lot of time. Nobody's gonna change overnight. Now, let me read you guys another Bible verse. This is Proverbs 16:2. All the ways of a man are pure in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the spirit. Now, yeah, so now, like, sometimes I saw this somewhere on TikTok, I think. Sometimes, no matter how pure your intentions towards a person are, if they're not meant for you, if it's not meant to be, they're not gonna work out and stuff. It doesn't sound like I had such pure intentions with these people, and I didn't see them. I like I was saying, like, I judged them from the outwards appearance instead of who they truly were. I didn't take my time to get to actually know them as a person before I let. Oh, the sun went away. I didn't take my time to judge them as a person before I just went over there being all vulnerable and being like, welcome. And I mean, it's hard, especially if you're like naive, because I am so naive. Like, super naive. I think this year I really, really grew my self-confidence, and not because I think I'm the most beautiful person ever, because I'm not. I'm like the most insecure person you ever meet. I don't really speak it, but I am so, so, so insecure. And I know it's not right for me to be insecure, because God made me who I'm meant to be, and God made me in his image. But I'm not gonna lie, I can't help but compare myself to people sometimes. So yeah, like, I grew a lot in self-confidence, not because of how I look, but because I grew with God. This year I was tested like crazy. I went through so much this whole school year. Like, tomorrow's my last day, Friday, and I'm so ready for summer. I'm gonna have a bunch of stuff to do this summer, but it's okay. It's just like, people came and went out of my life, and I realized we were true friends. I was like tested by God so much, by people. I don't know. it's just like I've never had any fake people in my life that I'm just still like, wow. But I'm not even gonna give it attention or whatever. But yeah, like sometimes you might have pure intentions with someone. You might be like so pure, but you might not really know who they are. And sometimes God removes people from your life. Like maybe you don't know why, but and you may like, God, like why did you remove this person? Like God, like me and this person were like vibing, me and this person were doing good. Like why do you remove them? Well, remember, God heard conversations you did not hear. God saw things you did never see and probably never will. And God heard conversations that you probably never gonna hear. So be at peace knowing that God removes the wrong people from your life at the right time. Be at peace knowing that what is meant for you is not gonna ever skip you. What is meant for you is meant for you, and that's on period. Because God is a loving God. God doesn't want to see us in pain. God doesn't want to see you like all sad and stuff. And the sun is going away. But yeah, guys. Now I'm gonna read Job 16:20. My friend scorns me. My eye pours out tears to God. Now, no matter how much you love a friend, no matter how close you are to a person, you can get backstabbed. Okay, you can get backstabbed. And always forgive. Like, don't hold grudges in you, but just how I said, have some self-respect. Okay, just because you forgive this person doesn't mean you have to be bestie westies with them 24/7 again. Like, don't hate on people, don't be rude and disrespectful and unprofessional, but just don't be petty, because I feel like that's so gross when people are petty. But yeah, just forgive and move on. What else can you do? The sun went away. God removed them from your life for a reason, and be at peace knowing that it's for the better. Okay, guys. So I think this episode's gonna go a little bit short. If you guys ever want me to speak, if you know me or don't know me, if you guys ever want to go on the podcast, if you guys ever want to talk about a specific topic, you guys are welcome to let me know. I really, really want to put somebody on this podcast. There was somebody I had in mind, but God removed them. So yeah, guys, I don't know what else to say. Follow my TikTok, my Instagram, and just be at peace knowing that God removed that person for a reason. You don't need closure ever. I feel like a lot of times, especially us as girls, we want that closure from that guy. We want like, but why did it happen? But I thought it was meant to be, but I want to know this and that. You don't want to know. Just be at peace knowing they left when they had to, they came when they had to, and don't ever hold somebody, because like if you hold on to somebody who's not meant to be in that part of your chapter of your life anymore, you're holding yourself back. You are, because God knows what is meant for you. God has such huge, beautiful plans for you. So just be okay knowing that more will come. Just how you fell in love with that one guy, you'll never fall in love with another guy. Just how you had the best girl dates with that one chick, you're gonna have those chick is crazy. You're gonna have amazing new dates with your new friend. Just because you were so close to this one person doesn't mean you can be that close to that person. And just because if you got hurt like in a relationship way, don't hold it against yourself, and don't be like, I never want to love again. If you are free to love. Just because one person did you bad doesn't mean the other person's gonna do you bad, or maybe they will, but then the next person won't. So be at peace knowing that God removed that person from your life for a reason. Bye. Wait.